Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. You know, growing up, I used to play football, ran track, played baseball, all that good stuff. And my childhood dream was going to the NFL. And, you know, when I got to college, I went to Georgia State University, walked on, played football for what, like 2 years? No, a year. And then I seen my dreams of playing football in the NFL coming to an end, like slipping straight through my fingers. But long story short, I stopped playing football. Went into a depression, went into just losing my own identity, not knowing what way to turn. And I had already been doing personal training up to that point. And I felt empty. I felt, you know, because for years, my purpose every day waking up was go hard, work out, you know, do the little hurdle drills and the footwork drills to be quick and build speed and get stronger for football. And, you know, I just lost motivation for life, man. Like, straight up. I lost motivation for, like, what am I going to do out here now? And I even stopped working out, even though I had already been training, because that was the way I was paying my bills. My whole focus, my whole agenda, I guess, or plan was go to college, play football in college, do training on the side to make ends meet, right? Because I didn't get no scholarship, and get to the NFL, take care of the family, take care of the community. That was my whole game plan. But when football stopped, I'm like, damn, all I got is personal training now. All I have is fitness, you know. But and I had a couple of clients, but I stopped working out because I didn't have the motivation to do it anymore, you know. And that's just the honest truth. You know, I'd go months without working out. I'd do it here and there, you know, and then be super sore, and then I'd stop again. I'd work out here and there, get back into a good little groove and routine of working out, and then I'd stop. You know, just the inconsistency because I just didn't have the motivation. And then what ended up happening was I just got fed up. I got fed up with, like, the inconsistency because, guys, like, I don't know if y'all realize this. If you struggle with, like, being consistent, you're going to end up failing. Like, that's pretty much what happens because inconsistency doesn't allow you to get to the point where you have momentum. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person if you're inconsistent, but all I'm saying, just imagine a train, right? A train. And let's say this train has to get from point A to point B, but they keep stopping. And y'all know how long it takes for a train to really get going and get into momentum. So imagine if they started and then they stop. How long is it going to take for that train to get into momentum? See, it's not just about being in motion. You got to put yourself in a position where you can get in momentum because that's where all the results are, man. You know, and I started to realize that because my life wasn't really going anywhere. And so I said to myself, man, I got to figure out how to get more consistent. How can I get more motivated to be consistent? And that's when I realized, like, motivation is just an emotion. It's fleeting. And so if you're completely relying on motivation, you're gonna fail, man. You can't completely rely on motivation. That's why I talk to you guys a lot about, you know, being disciplined. But there is something I started doing to, you know, still have some motivation, because sometimes if you're just relying on discipline, sometimes the routines that we have in our life can get boring. It can be very boring because success is very boring. Like, the things that you have to do to become successful, they can be boring. It becomes routine. It's a system, right? And you know, so there is, like, you want to show up, but you want to show up with the right attitude. And that's what I look at motivation as. And so I said, okay, well, I noticed I'm the type of person I wake up. I'm not waking up all excited and enthusiastic. I've never been that way. But I could feel a little bit better doing the things that I know I need to be disciplined with if I seek out motivation. And so the way that I seek motivation, and especially back then and even now, is I would tap into certain books that would light me up and motivate me. I would listen to certain podcasts. I would listen to certain audio books. Back then, even now, Eric Thomas. I listen to Eric Thomas. I listen to Grant Cardone, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins. These type of people, they're like motivational speakers. Even though they help people with business, very motivational speaking. And I found myself like listening to those things, like even when I was riding in a car, and I just found myself feeling a lot more inspired, uplifted, motivated. And so I said to myself, well, I need to make this a part of my daily routine. Because if I know a lot of times I'm not always feeling motivated, well, shoot, why don't I build a routine into my lifestyle where I can seek out this motivation to feel motivated each day? And so I'm not making the excuse that I'm not motivated. See, a lot of people, they make the excuse, oh, I'm not motivated, I'm just not motivated. But what the hell your ass doing to get motivated? Or you just go stay not motivated, and what happens if you don't get the results you want? What happens if you don't get motivated? If you don't get motivated and you don't get started, what happens? You gain weight. What happens if you start gaining weight? You start feeling bad about yourself. Why you start feeling bad about yourself? Because when you look at yourself in the bathroom mirror, you know you're wasting your potential. You know you could do better. That's why a lot of people get sad and depressed, because they know they could do much better than what they're doing. That's not the only reason, but for real men and like women that are like go-getters, and they look at themselves and like, damn, I know I could be doing so much better. And sometimes we can even look back, 5, 10, 20 years ago, and like, man, I was really doing it back then. When I was in college, when I was in high school, when I was in my 20s, you know what I'm saying? You think back and you reminisce on when you was that guy, when you looked the part, when you felt your best, when your clothes fitted well, when your friends was around, they were like, whoa, you look amazing, I want to look like you. And then you start wasting your potential. And so these are things that can happen when you just, I'm just not motivated, so I don't know what to do. Well, what you go do? You got to find a way. And the way that I found was, every day. Every day I'm gonna look at podcasts. Every day I'm gonna listen to YouTube videos. I'm not just go binge on it to the point where I'm not using it. I'm gonna listen to it and then apply that energy. And there's also another side to this. All right, there's another side of this. Motivation comes in different forms. Remember this. Motivation comes in different forms, guys. It's not all about feeling good. Motivate is not always going to be a feel-good motivation. Sometimes the motivation comes from the dark side. I know for me at least. Some people, that could drain them. And so you got to know yourself. That's why I always tell my coaching clients, like, yeah, workout plan, meal plan, that stuff is important, but self-awareness is very important too. Because you can have the best workout plan and meal plan in front of you, but if you're not self-aware enough to understand how to utilize that plan, you still ain't going to succeed. And so I'm aware that consequences, understanding consequences, the dark side, motivates me. If I don't keep going, if I don't keep pushing, if I don't find a way, if I don't make a way, who else is going to suffer outside of me? Is my family going to suffer? Is the family that I want to have going to suffer because I wasted my potential? For y'all who are parents, you got sons and daughters and you got a wife, like, are they gonna suffer? Because you just not applying yourself. You just wasting your potential. You need to be going to the gym, but you're not going. You're making the excuse, I can't be consistent. I can't be motivated. I just can't find the time. Well, if it's really meaningful to you to be healthy and be a positive role model and example for your family and kids. Some people say it, but the people who mean it, they find a way, man. Like I speak to people on a daily and weekly basis, like hundreds of y'all, man. And some of y'all, you got the money to invest in coaching. And some people who don't have the money to invest in coaching. Or they like barely making ends meet. There's one of my coaching clients named Ann. I'm so proud of her because she was really hesitant. This is a hard-working lady, man. Very hard-working lady. She works for the post office. And I remember we were first having a conversation on Instagram. And she was hesitant about joining the coaching. You know what I'm saying? And she ended up joining. 5 months in, she's down 50 pounds. And then you got people out here, they got more than enough money. They blow $300, $400, $500, $600 in a weekend. They just be blowing it. Drinking alcohol, just tricking off, doing whatever they're doing, but they scared to invest in themselves to make life better for them. Not just for themselves, but also for the people that they love and care about. And so is it really important to you? That's what you got to ask yourself. Is this shit really important to you? Are you just saying it just to get some attention? Like, it's weird because now that I have more followers all on these little social media platforms or whatever, I start to find that a lot of people, they'll just get on calls with me just because, one, sometimes they don't even be thinking I'm a real person. Two, they just be wanting to talk. I'm like, no, I ain't trying to talk to your ass unless you're trying to get results. Like, I'm in it to win it. Like, every day, like, if there was a word that makes me tick, it's the word win. It like, I don't give a damn if I'm happy, or even if I'm sad, if I'm in a rut, if I just start thinking about shit, I gotta win. I gotta win today. Like, I'm gonna do whatever is required to make me feel like I won that day. And that's what you gotta start thinking too. What can I do to put myself in a position to win? If I'm not motivated, what can I do to win? Shit, let me go listen to some Jay Jackson podcast. Let me get on some Jay Jackson Instagram and Facebook video. Let me see what he talking about today. Let me get some of his confidence and energy so I can go get it done. Like, believe it or not, y'all, I have coaches too, business coaches, and certain coaches, they have a high level of energy and they have a high vibration. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You get around certain people, they have high vibration, and you just get motivated just being around them, just listening to them. I have people like that in my life too, and it lights me up. And so that's a part of becoming self-aware, knowing what makes you tick, knowing what puts you in that mode, in that, oh, it's time to get it. You know what I'm saying? Or else you just go be an old sad ass. Oh, I'm always tired. I'm just depressed. Just always feeling bad about yourself. Ain't nobody got time for that shit, man. Like, we only live one time. And the older and older I get, I see my mom, my dad, like, I be seeing my dad, he got dreads and everything, and, we started growing our dreads at the same time, but I ended up cutting mine, and I see his gray hairs in his head, and it just really makes me have a high level of urgency with really living, like, really, like, making this shit count, making life count. Who the hell want to be out here when they know they could do better? You overweight, you out of shape, you're not happy with how you looking, and so you can't really enjoy life. You can't really enjoy the moments with your family, because your kids, they gonna get old at some point. The energy that we have now, we're not gonna always have this energy. We're not gonna always have this body. At some point, we're gonna start having a whole lot of wrinkles and shit on our body, so it might not look the same way no more. You know what I'm saying? We might not even have the energy to just want to go to the beach and go on certain vacations and enjoy it the way we really want to. But while we got the vitality and the energy right now, and we can get the body on point right now, we can enjoy it. And so when we turn 70, 80, 90, depending on how long if you're taking care of yourself, by that time you got a whole lot of memories to look back on. We got a whole lot of, looking at all them photos, I'm so glad I took care of myself. I'm looking at all my photos, my family, we at the beach, me and my buddies, we at the beach, we going on vacations, we looking good. Oh, you go look at it back, look back on the past when you get older and be like, damn, I ain't got nothing to show for these past couple of decades. I don't have nothing to show for it. That's regret to me. I just don't want to live my life that way. We don't really know when we go, but my biggest thing is like living life on purpose. And part of living life on purpose is, regardless if you have the motivation or not right now, you find the motivation. Regardless if you feel like going to the gym, you go to the gym, because it's a requirement. Like, if you feel like you that guy, you feel like you think highly of yourself, because some people don't. But if you think highly of yourself, you should feel bad if you're not going to the gym. That's your spirit telling you, motherfucker, you're not doing what you know you're supposed to do. You wasting your potential. If you looking in the mirror and you looking at your clothes ain't fitting right, and you feeling bad, you should feel bad, because you're wasting your potential. You know that you can do better deep down. That's why you feel bad. Because there's some people out here who overweight, they don't feel bad. Because they don't feel like they worth much. But if you know you're worthy of more, if you know you're worthy of having that body, looking good, feeling good, and you feel bad about where you are, it's a reason you feel that way. That's God hey, look, I'm showing you the pain right now. Like, we can get out this pain, but you got to put in the work. And then what happens when people start losing that weight? I see it all the time with my coaching client. Hey, coach, man, you know, I dropped this weight. One of my coaching clients, Renzo, I trained about a year or two ago. He dropped 60 pounds. His stepdad had a heart attack, and it scared him, so he went ahead and lost weight. And he jumped inside the program. He was like, hey, coach, man, you know, I appreciate you. I dropped the 60 pounds, but, man, I used to be a quiet guy, you know, growing up. But, man, losing this weight, man, it made me feel so much better. It made me feel so much better, coach. And he ended up getting a girlfriend and everything. It's just like, man, you're able to live when you stop wasting your potential. You're able to feel good. You're able to not even out here just trying to impress other folks, but impress yourself. Make you proud of you. All right? But anyway, I got to head out, man. I got 15 minutes before I jump on my coaching call. Hopefully, y'all found this podcast helpful. If you did, be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave your boy a 5-star rating, man. Leave your boy a 5-star rating, because this is how we grow the movement. Yeah, man, this is how we get it. This is how we get it. We wanna make it to where there's no more big ass stomach behavior. No more big old ass stomach behavior. All right, we out here, man. Let's get it.